did you get involved with the Bell Keeper?
The Bill Keeper was actually a project that my friend Mike Manning brought to me, and it's interesting because him and I have a past. Him and I acted in a Disney Channel movie together like 10 years ago. So
Wow.
so we've had a friendship, but also a business relationship. And yeah, he brought this film to me and said, "Hey, listen, this film already has a script, already has distribution and funding. Like they just need a director." And so I read the script, and I really liked it a lot. I thought it was a really cool like genre bending sort of like slasher meets demon film, and so yeah, I had my friend Luke Jensen come on and do a little revision, and then we literally went into production like 2 months later. So yeah.
And was the casting already kind of done when you were brought on, or was that still going on?
No, when I actually recast almost everyone because the funny story about this film is that they had shot a part of this movie before I came on board, and so I redid everything. Randy was attached to it, Bonnie Aarons was attached, and Chaz Bono were attached to this already, and then I did a casting call, um, and found all the, well, actually Mike was attached as well because of course he's one of the producers. But yeah, I found Kathleen and Reid through this casting, and they were just like gems. Everyone was, I think, so their dynamic together was so amazing. Their chemistry was so great. And again, for a horror film, the script was really campy, and so we leaned into some of that. But I wanted to definitely have like a cast that has great chemistry that brings like a grounded, element to it. I feel like they did a really good job at doing that, especially Reid and Kathleen, because like their relationship, I feel like feels like super grounded for a horror film for the most part. So that yeah, it was the casting was really cool.
And that's interesting how you brought that up, that it was kind of campy in the script, right? So how do you balance that thin line of doing something campy and grounded at the same time?
See, that's kind of what it was because I wanted. I mean, I love camp. I think it's fun, and
Yeah.
but like I was saying, some of the dialogue, if you had a certain actor deliver it in a way that they would have, that's what would have made it campy. So I just knew that the people we were casting were bringing a grounded delivery to these lines that could be just outrageous, and so and that was one of the things too. When Luke came on and did a revision, we wanted to make sure that some of the dialogue that was just so outlandish, we just toned it down a little bit, especially when it's like a horror. It has action because of Randy. It has there's just so many elements to it, that we had to find a good balance, and I feel like we did with the cast. And but yeah, like I said, the camp was something that I definitely steered away from making it cheesy, and just but still wanted to have that in the movie because it has camp to it for sure. But that's what makes it fun.
And how was it like having Randy Couture on this as well, and a different character than we're used to him playing, right? I mean, that had to be real exciting for you as a director and a filmmaker to see him do that character.
No, it was really cool because first of all, Randy is like one of those people. He's this giant hulking guy who is a big teddy bear, of course, and he's obviously so professional and so sweet. And I'm a director who's very visually driven. So like I have a lot of storyboards. We have like character designs created for all of the wardrobe and for Randy to see what his character looks like. My shot lists are very intricate, so interacting with him and working with him and the stunt coordinators and getting these fight scenes and stuff were really fun. It was actually funny because he is very like he comes off very tough and he has a very tough background, but getting him like I'm like we need to be a little like more mean. And he's like, oh, okay, because he's just so sweet naturally. And it was cool because one thing I will remember about this movie is he has a daughter in the film, and I was directing him during this scene, and he got emotional, and he was like getting teary and like had to, and he was like, wow. After that, he's like, I've never gotten emotional in a scene before for some reason, like that kind of emotion. He was like, that was like a breakthrough for me. And again, he has kids, so it was something that like hit him deeper, but it was cool how that all kind of played out too, and it was something that he was new for him to experience in the film as well.
And how was it like working with the creators of Final Destination with this project as well? Because as a horror director or as a fan in general, that has to be an elevated boost to your self esteem in the project, right?
Oh my goodness, that to me, Jeffrey Riddick is first of all a genius. Final Destination is one of my favorite franchises and one of the most successful ones. It's cool because it doesn't even have like a physical killer. It's death, which is so awesome. But I've always admired him, and so getting to work with him and becoming so close. He's now like one of my good friends, and actually he is producing my new one that we're in development for right now. So we've just created this really amazing like bond and friendship and business relationship that has so much respect and trust. And like I was saying, in our new film that we're doing, it's super exciting, and it's one of my passion projects. And so he's helping bring it to life, and now it's happening. But he's just so protective. You know, he's like, I don't want things to happen to you that I've learned from my past experiences. Like, I'm going to make sure we make the right moves and protect you throughout this process. So it's cool to have someone like that, like, you know, that is like this mentor figure, but also just believes in you so much.
Yeah, and I interviewed him once in the past before, and we still communicate. So he is one of those down to earth people that is just so unreal in this business to find.
It is, and especially when you have a success like that franchise, because you know some people find one success and then they all of a sudden they just like complete, like you said, they lose that charm and they lose that like friendliness to them. And he just like he's just him through and through. And again, he's just taking lessons and from whatever he has done in the past for these franchises, and just implicating them to his new projects. But yeah, I was honored to work with him because it's that franchise is just unreal. So.
And you also had Bonnie Aarons in this project, and seeing her in that cameo was just fantastic. And doesn't matter how small the role may be to her, but she always delivers her lines with such intensity. So how was it like with that scene with her as well?
That's another really cool thing is I was super excited to work with her because she's just such a passionate person. And again, the cool part is like obviously iconic for the nun, but in the nun she doesn't speak. She just has this really powerful presence about her,
Right.
her visuals, her movements. And so to be able to direct her where she has a good amount of dialogue in the scene, it was fun because when I first met her, we did a Zoom call and got to know each other and went through the lines and gave her notes, and she got to ask me questions. And she's very thorough and very again was very passionate about everything. So it was really cool to interact with her and yeah, and have her in this film as that cameo, but also again one of those people that we clicked and became close. Like she actually invited me to a screening of The Nun that we went together and like with a group, and so it was it's just cool. And she just loved being a part of this film, and we've stayed very close since. And it was a really fun. It was fun working with her, but just it's crazy how close and tight knit the cast and crew were, and how close we did stay. So it makes me very happy. And that's one of the things as a director that I feel like I do pride myself on when I'm on set is I want people to, you know, we all love this. This is our profession. This is something that we want to enjoy, you know? And so it's like, I want people to enjoy it and come on set and smile and be happy, but it's like, we also are working. And so finding that balance where there's not an ego thrown around and making people feel uncomfortable and not wanting to be there. Like, you know, so everyone wanted to be there, but it's like, it's professional in a way where it's like, I can have fun, but we are working, but I am enjoying myself. So that's like the balance I try to find. So it
And
was
one
fun.
thing about the Bellkeeper I really want to highlight before we leave is the production design and the cinematography on this film are just amazing. So how was it like working with the team, the craft team on the Bellkeeper as well, especially for the bell prop as well?
Oh, thank you. That's it's great to hear that, because you know that was my production designer Shane Young. Is he's again been one of my friends in LA for 10 years. But he's just such a hard worker, and that's the thing. It's like I like to work with my friends when I possibly can. Like I gave him the vision and for all the scenes and for everything, and he just like knocked it all out, like, and just made sure every time we came on set, it was ready to go. So he was so great, but also my cinematographer Zach Salzman, he has shot probably like 3 of my other projects, a couple shorts, another feature, and he's just one of those people that gets the vision that I have, and we just get each other, and we get on set, we're like, hey, you get our food chat, and it's like, all right, here's my shot list, let's go check out, let's plan out what we're shooting throughout the day, and then we're good. He gets his team get going, and like so we just like seamlessly just go into the day, and we never went over any of those days shooting. Like I said, we just have a great chemistry, we understand each other. It's very, very effortless, and I'm glad that showed through this film, and I'm glad that you enjoyed it, because that's one thing too in horror is, especially, you know, because again, what can take away from the campiness is also how you kind of like shoot certain things. Like we wanted to make it pretty, we wanted to make it scary, but also like definitely put a lot of work into the way that this aesthetically looked. and was lit and shot and everything.
And what are you looking forward for people getting out of the Bellkeeper as well?
Um, I just, I mean, I always love like an urban legend situation where it's like these kids are just told not to do something and they do it anyways. And also, I'm a filmmaker myself, so it's fun that the story is a group of friends going on like a little film adventure across the country to debunk these myths. And I just want people to have a good time. I want them to enjoy the performances. I want them to like, yet again, like to see these people like, you know, Bonnie and Chaz and, you know, these people that they've seen in other horror films, and just enjoy seeing this story unfold. And just kind of one of those like campy, like I said, stories where they're just going to go in there and do the thing they're not supposed to do. But the cool part about this is I feel like there is a twist with what happens, because, you know, you think that it rings and Randy's just going to like go kill everyone, and which, and you know, and so it's fun to see the story unfold. And yeah, I just want people to have a good time. I want them to enjoy it.
Well, Colton, thank you so much for joining us at Infamous Horror. It's been fun, and congratulations on the film.
Thank you so much.